We probably need to um, go. We were supposed to be.
Oh crap!
Meeting.
Shade and Pog.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. I'm Philip.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
I'm R.A.
And I'm Casey.
And welcome to another episode. So last time on Khyber Shards, we kind of dealt with fallout from the job that they have done on behalf of Carl, the innkeeper at the Sword and Sheath. Everybody split to... some stayed at the inn, Ari and Pog stayed at the inn, and Shade and Esri headed back to the treehouse. We picked up with everyone rejoining in the morning. Pog had some conversations with Carl that went okay. And you guys sort of concluded your business with Carl, returning to him most of the stash that you found. He was not interested in To Tempt a Boggle or the commentary on the prophecies that Ari has a hold of.
Yes.
He was very happy to have
His
that volume
encyclopedia
of the
back.
encyclopedia, as he was missing that volume.
That we established is a super old set that is useless.
He's a collector, man. What,
Yeah.
you think just because he's a barkeep he can't have intellectual pursuits?
a weird quirk.
Not having value
Yeah.
to you doesn't mean it has no value, okay?
Right? One man, that's the whole premise of a boggle. One man's trash is a boggle's treasure.
That we need to move on now.
We need to check Boggle's trash cans then, because they're throwing out the treasure. So
Anyway, that concluded. You all began to get ready for another day. You decided to have breakfast at the Ship's Cat.
two of us made it there.
And then go see if you could find out what's going on with Tommel and where Tommel is. However, as Eric has alluded to, two of you have broken off from the group. Pog and Shade have gone out to pick up Solarka and bring her to breakfast and tell her about the adventure. Then there was some tense stare-off with Solarka's father. And then yet more breaking off because Pog and Solarka went to grab some food from a food truck, and Shade went over to check out the menagerie that's being displayed over at Tooth and Nail, where House Vatalis is showing off exotic creatures from the continent's interior. And
Monsters.
we wrapped up with Shade having a conversation with a large, brightly colored, sort of peacock-colored panther of some kind. And
So pretty.
it tempting her into perhaps committing some mild eco-terrorism.
You did skip over some very riveting role play on the part of Ari and Esri at the Ship's Cat. Very
when was
long
that?
scene.
When was that?
Meanwhile, Ari and Esri have a very tense breakfast.
That epic
wasn't
roleplay
tense,
didn't
it
make
was
the cut onto the
chill.
YouTube
Yeah,
video?
yeah.
Okay.
It was too real.
Surrounded by less brightly colored cats.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to pick up. So, we'll start in the Ship's Cat. Ari and Esri are eating your various breakfast scrambles and are starting to wonder, probably by now, starting to wonder about Pog and Shade and Solarka and their continued absence. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
just about when you're starting to think we should probably go check, all the cats around you turn on you. Roll initiative. No.
Don't
Swarm
make
of
me
cats.
kill cats, Philip.
Jerome, run!
No, all the cats suddenly tense and go, bottle brushy, and start to sort of hiss a little bit. And looking up, you see that a figure has entered the ship's cat that Ari recognizes immediately, and Esri, after just a minute, as Tommel. You see a tall, blonde elf. He is less intensely dressed than when Ari saw him. He's not wearing any kind of armor. He's not armed in any way. He is wearing a black shirt, the top button of which is like a bird's skull that's been done in silver. He's
look.
wearing leather gloves with studs that are the closest thing to armor that are weapons that you see, and he is followed by another person dressed similarly, although his own variation, but dark colors, lots of leather, still fairly goth rocker in appearance. Although this one is not an elf, this one is a human. And you see Tommel look around, see you all, say something to his companion, who walks over and sits at a different table while Tommel comes over to yours.
Oh, well.
You weren't at the Sword and Shield.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. We got tied up with something else. We got looped into helping the proprietor actually with some work. So I apologize. We meant to come back and ask. Well, we did ask about you this morning, but meant to meet up with you. Oh, is Esri, Tommel, he's alive.
Yeah. So hey. Are his eyes normal?
They are at the moment.
Looking good. That's a statement. That you've it's very black.
How's it going? Sorry again about last night.
Well, it's all right. I was able to ask around and heard you eat here a lot.
Yeah. Can we get you anything?
Who?
Do you want to join us?
The cats are sort of shying away from the booth at this point.
Jerome, buddy, Jerome.
That is not normal. Are you a
Oh.
dog person?
Ever since my mark manifested, animals don't seem comfortable.
Did we ever know what Tommel's mark did in the program?
Well, as it happens, as he sits down, you observe as he turns, and you get a different angle of him as he slides a chair up to the end of your booth and settles in, that his the leg of his pants, the right leg of his pants, there is a cutout just above the knee that displays the inky black dragon mark that he bears.
Bold.
And he sort of settles in, looks. As far as what his mark does, you know that his mark seems to sap energy, essentially. And he sort of leans an elbow on the table. So, I have heard you have a treehouse.
You have.
Yes.
Well, we don't
Strange
have
at a
a
meeting of
treehouse.
old friends.
We
Yes.
so the swords of Karn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Swords of Karn have a treehouse, and we just sort of stayed there.
It's accurate.
Somewhat different story than I had.
I mean,
Oh, who are you hearing stories from? You seem
where
to
do
be
you
hearing
stay,
a lot.
Tommel?
I was very honest about not telling you that.
That's fair. No, man, it wasn't my place to speak for my companions and talk about where they live. Some of them are more skittish than I am, so apologies, but seems that you found me out. I'm getting a lot of life lessons about telling the truth and being upfront in the past 24 hours, so this is good. This is on brand.
It's all about timing. It's all about timing.
Yeah.
I don't, well,
What else,
While we're on the subject, his eyes seem okay. What's with your eyes? I didn't. They seem fine.
My eyes?
Yeah.
I had mentioned that your eyes go
The
inky black.
someone said
sometimes.
the eyes were, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you.
I'm fine. It's not a problem.
That's good.
Cool. Great.
So clearly you've been asking about us, knowing where we go to eat, where we live. What else did you find out? Love to hear what the scuttlebutt is about me.
Oh, quite a number of the Stormhammers had some opinions about you.
That's what I like to hear.
You might not.
Fair. I mean, as long as people are talking about you, right? No press is bad press.
That's a good attitude to have.
I try to. So, and Ari kind of gets hushed for a minute, and so I notice your leg. Has that not got you any kind of trouble around town?
Well, you see, the thing is this. When you're willing to use it, people are less apt to give you trouble.
Yeah.
Why do you hide yours? You
To be
can
fair-
literally anticipate what people are going to do. Mess around in their heads.
In my defense, I just have hair. Like, that hides mine, and I don't look good with a shaved head. I got a weird shaped head, so it's more of a aesthetic thing than anything else. But also, I mean, you know, just seems to cause a lot more trouble when people know. And I don't have a long list of people that I'm looking to kill anytime soon. So,
But you have a list.
I mean, there's some people. There's a person. But they might be dead already, in which case I wouldn't have a list, which would be
Let's
lovely.
compare lists. Who's on your list?
Oh, boy. And Ari kind of side-eyes Esri. And Esri, do you have a list of people?
A good question.
To what? I'm sorry. To kill.
To kill.
No. No list. Not many
But
enemies.
still with gloves.
For Esri. Well. Yeah. No one around here knows. Well, that's. Most people don't know around here, and that seems best to me.
Are you not
Why?
worried? I mean, the houses are showing up in mass in Stormreach. Are you not worried about that?
I would be delighted for the opportunity.
I mean, go ahead.
We sort of ran here. It was kind of more of an escape situation than like than a migration. You know, it wasn't necessarily first choice. So we were kind of, you know, keeping low in general. Some of us.
Don't get me wrong, Tommel. Nobody wants to see the houses topple more than me. Believe me. But you don't need what I got to anticipate what would happen trying to take on the collective might of the 12 in our position. I mean,
You see, you're thinking organizationally. The organization of the houses don't need to worry about you and me. They aren't after you and me. There's not a list with our names on it somewhere over at the Thrashk Bounty Hunters Guild. But walking down the street, does an individual heir give me the side eye? Does an individual heir give me trouble? Perhaps. I welcome it. That's what power is. That's what you have. Power you're afraid to use.
I don't know if fear is the right word. Smarts might be the better word. Sure, I mean, you take out one heir, probably no big deal, but if the house starts getting word that heirs are dropping like flies because they keep giving you the side eye, it's going to beg questions, don't you think?
Enough of them come calling. Stormhammers will answer.
Yeah, I've seen the way the story.
I'm feeling like we just sort of like
calls.
jumped in here. So you're alive. I think
I am. Yes.
we very much thought you were not. Because
That is
you were
very understandable.
Yeah. Can you? How?
We were rescued. Mirren got us out. Not marked herself. Not like I am, in any case. She was there on other business. It wasn't... It's hard to describe. It wasn't all at once, you know. It sort of rolled across the terrain.
Yeah. What rolled across?
The mist. Just a wall of blank grey mist.
Okay.
Killing everything in its path. We tried to run ahead of it. It was strange enough. Why wouldn't you? Mirren caught up with what was left of our team. We threw in together to try and outrun it, and we took refuge in an old vault. I think some sort of Cannith foundry, actually. Abandoned by that point, as they were evacuating people as best they could too. And it rolled up past us. We stayed down. At a certain point, we were running out of food and had to chance it. And we walked out.
Huh.
Do we know the other people that were in Tommel's pod or part of his team?
He has referenced only one of them as having survived
Okay.
in your initial conversation with him.
Gotcha.
You probably do.
Yeah. So did all of your team make it?
No, most of us were already dead. It was a disaster, the mission. But then it turned into a different kind of disaster.
So have you been in town with the Stormhammers this whole time? Like, how long have you been in Stormreach?
About we got here a little bit, about just a few months after the morning.
Oh, wow.
We really should go out. Well, not you. You go out enough. I should really go out more. How did we not run into each
Surprised I
other
didn't see you before now.
before? Yeah, that seems. I guess we sort of stay to our side.
I have my jobs, you have yours. It's a crowded town.
That's fair.
Are you-
I mean,
Did you hear about what happened at the program? Did you hear more than I don't really know that we sort of heard we sort of got out, and I don't really know anything more about it.
What we heard was that nearly everyone is dead. There was some kind of violence. What I heard was the program was being liquidated.
and the participants were being liquidated
Well,
in a way.
yes.
You know, Falco's in town. Have you heard that?
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, ran into him. Well, he didn't see me. But
Didn't take a name off your list then.
Falco's not... Like I said, only one right now, and it's not Falco. So, Falco was always a jerk. I knew who Falco was when I met him. I don't mind people who are mean to me. It's people that deceive me, ironically, that are targets of my ire. So, but no, I just wasn't sure if you had heard.
It's an interesting fact. I'll have to keep an eye out on that. See what he's up to.
Yeah, I was planning on keeping an eye on him too.
So you seem different.
How so?
You used to be like. Well, you just seem just more
Ari is just fascinated by what Esri's going to say next.
aggressive. Yeah,
Well.
that right. That's new. That thing you're doing.
There is a shadow flickers through his left eye. When I wasn't, people took advantage of me. When I wasn't, people made me afraid. I walked out of the Mournland. What am I going to be afraid of?
That's fair. I don't know if Ari is in a position where he wants to get like philosophically like contentious with Tommel right now about the role of aberrant marks in society and how he's just perpetuating negative stereotypes. So what do you do with the Stormhammers now? I mean, I've had some run-ins with them, but obviously we haven't had our paths cross, thankfully, in the line of duty.
Whatever Mirren needs.
And who's Mirren?
She's the leader. She's our leader. She's the one who got us out.
All of those things, thankfully, I was aware of. I was hoping, being an old friend, some more specificity as to who Mirren is and what she is to you and that kind of thing.
Well, I have told you what she is to me.
Well,
She was a soldier, like most people in Khyber at the time, or most people who survived. Gave her some skills for getting us out. We didn't know where to go, what to do. She's guided. And she understands in a way that I didn't before how the world works.
okay. Are you unique amongst the Stormhammers being like we are? Or are there more of you in the Stormhammers?
Me and Cal's there too. But other than us, all of us are different. Being in the Mornland, we picked up people along the way. Mirren had a crew with her, and on the way we picked up others, survivors of various people. Who survived seems entirely random. We saw the battle plane. I don't know how to describe it. It must be hundreds of thousands of people just fallen over. No wounds. Just fallen over. Dead. Never seen anything like it. I don't know why I wasn't killed. I don't know why any of us weren't killed, but I wasn't, and we came back, changed by it, and everyone who knew how I was different before made it something I should be afraid of or ashamed of. And here, I'm not afraid of it or ashamed of it. And all of us who came through it with Mirren, we're not going to be the ways we were changed.
Soren didn't think we should be ashamed of it.
Soren wanted you to be a tool.
It's fair. Which is also ironic because Soren was a tool. A lot of irony happening today. I mean, we didn't think that you should be ashamed of who you are. We liked who you were back then. Not to say that we don't like you now, but I'm just saying to paint with that broad of a brush seems disingenuous to the younger folk that you had a positive impact on.
Well, if I gave you the impression that I wasn't afraid of it or that I wasn't ashamed of it, then good. And if I encouraged you to not be ashamed of it or afraid of it, then good. But I sat down and you immediately wanted to know about my leg. Can't even call it what it is out loud.
That's right.
So
I'm not ashamed of who I am, but I just don't like to lead with it, I guess is the best way to put I prefer people to know Ari before they label me something that I'm not. Or that some of us
See,
are.
That's not... Perhaps I'm not putting it well. You have power. That gives you freedom. That's how the world works.
Freedom to do what, Tommel?
What you want to do.
At the expense of everyone else. Is that what you're saying?
Those who try to stop you, I suppose.
Define stop you. What if somebody doesn't like what you're actively doing in that moment? What if they see you hurting somebody else and they want you to stop? Do they deserve to be harmed too? Because they want to stop you?
Only if they make the foolish decision to calculate themselves stronger than they are.
See, because the way I figure, and I can't speak for Esri here, but we've kept ourselves pretty low to the ground since we got here. Once again, metaphorically, we live in a treehouse.
That was Philip, not Donald.
Also, the confirmation of the treehouse for the first time.
I don't know, man. Like, we helped somebody who was in trouble not too long ago. And she found out that we were marked. And even though we had already helped her, she was terrified of us, scared of us. And I think that, a better way to go about what you're saying, to have freedom, to be who we are, to do what we want, to be able to sit at this table and talk about who we are freely. There's another path other than terror, fear, the promise of pain. And show them that we're not what they think we are. It takes a longer time, but smaller body count. Like I said, I just got one person on my list. Seems like you got a lot more.
I don't have a list.
Just anybody that tries to stop you.
Yes.
Sounds like that list is going to get longer every day.
Or shorter.
Then I guess it would just stay the same.
Tom, this is like a whole thing with him. It's like, it's like his mantra. We talk about it all the time. It's a very lively, source of philosophy using.
I remember mess hall debates.
Right, just friendly philosophizing. We probably need to go. We were supposed to be.
Oh crap! Shade and Pog.
Yeah. We were actually waiting on them, and they never. So we just probably need to go see if they're okay.
Solarka might have
great.
stabbed him.
Great catching up with you. Glad you're not dead.
As
Always
am
a
I.
plus.
If you ever need anything, come find me. Stormhammers are very happy to help people out. He gets up.
If you see, before I do, if you see Falco, don't do anything too rash. I'm not done with it. Please.
I'll think on it.
For old
You
time's
asked
sake.
nicely. I'll think on that. You think on this. The person you helped. Afraid of you when they learned you were marked. And you say, the way we solve that is by being nice. The reason they're afraid of you is because there was a war, and your side, long before you were born, and your side lost, and the winners get to write the history. I'm not going to be on the losing side again. So
Yikes.
you think on that. And we'll compare notes next time. Anyway, as I say, come see us. Happy to catch up again, and if you ever need any help, let us know.
Will do, buddy.
And he sort of turns, and his companion gets up and walks out with him.
And as presumably Jerome hops back up on the table now that Tommel's left, Ari gives him a nice pet. Like, it's okay, buddy.
Scritches.
Me man's gone. You're right, Esri. We should go. That was weird.
You really want us dead, don't you?
Why?
You just gonna throw it out there. Change your ways, spiky man.
Hearts and minds, Esri. Hearts and minds.
We need to work on our. You do the talking, I do the seeing, and maybe we compare notes before we.
He already knew everything about us. I tried to do it I tried to lie to him. To be fair, I tried to do it your way.
That's not my way. That's literally your thing.
You didn't want Pog saying our name. I'm assuming we're walking out of the ship's cabin at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
You were saying not to share our names and all that. I tried to be
And not
opaque
saying things is not the same thing as saying things that aren't true.
Well, when somebody asks what our names are, what do you want Pog to say? Just nothing? Like just stand and stare?
I mean, you can say, I'm not going to give you my name, good gentle person. I don't know what gender we're talking to here. It's fine. I just... Wow. Have you ever seen cats just run from a person? It's...
Not anybody that was worth liking.
Yeah. I don't like anything about what just happened. And
I'm not a fan either. And I'm worried we might get added to that list of his.
just thinking through, perhaps a treehouse just wasn't the right idea. It's not inconspicuous.
Obvious. I mean, to be fair, most of us were on board with the underground lair until Pog found out that fish people live underground. So, I mean,
Yeah. I
not to
probably
put it
could've
on him. But
Eased off of the fish people a little bit.
yeah, somebody has. Anyway, treehouse is a little auspicious, but it's fine.
At least the other two are visiting Solarka. She won't let them get into any sort of real trouble or
Right.
call more attention to themselves.
My concern with Tommel, though,
Oh.
he clearly doesn't care who knows what he is.
Nope.
Which means he doesn't care who knows what we are.
Oh.
And
Also,
so,
where did he get his information?
I don't know.
Who-
He literally said he
who-
asked around. It wasn't for me unless he can read my noggin, which is possible. I mean, I can do that to other people.
Your mark is in the shape of your address.
It's just a map of Storm Reach with treehouse pointed.
One big oak.
It's like the Marauders map. It's just
So that's my concern, is if Tommel does something stupid, which it seems he's likely to do, and gets himself caught by a member of the house who wants to know the location of other aberrant marked individuals in the city that could pose a threat. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Tommel to give us up, but he'd give us up quicker than he would give up Cal. So, just something to ruminate on. I'm not saying to kill the man,
Yeah,
but
that's gonna help me sleep.
well, I don't sleep much well either. So at least we'll have that in common. Finally, we have one thing, Esri. We did it. And Ari takes off down the street.
Meanwhile,
I feel like we already had a few things. But I don't know why.
For the record, it's
Everyone
important for me to note that Eric made a Burger King joke and then sang the McDonald's song. That I just for everybody else out there who eats too much fast food, you're not alone. Eric messed that up. Okay.
All right, so Shade, you have left behind the panther that you were speaking to, and
Reluctantly.
moved off down the line to scope things out, or possibly to go get Pog and Solarka. I can't recall what you were about to do, but yeah.
Oh, that's because I
what's
didn't
Shade
know
doing?
at that time. It definitely was going to be one of those two things.
Philip's lead into that was, but either way, you get stabbed. Like, just regardless of what your choice was, here's something that's about to happen.
Esri shows up and hits you in the head with a stick.
That's right. It's one of Ezra's surprise attacks.
Just always surprise attacking.
This is just the
Just gonna put the
traditional
Pink Panther
greeting
bit
of the
into the show.
Kalishtar.
All right. What is Shade doing?
Please don't surprise hit Shade with a stick. That'd be so bad. I don't know how menageries work in this fantasy world. I would like to know more information about the event. So I don't know if there's flyers or she's just like eavesdropping on people walking around, but she would want to know how long are they here. Mostly that. It's mostly just that one. Yeah.
Sure. So this is kind of like it's like an art exhibition where all the art pieces are for sale. So you could just go to the exhibition and look at some art, but all the pieces are also for sale. And so you could also go to the art exhibition and bid on pieces of art. So it's like that, but with exotic and some plainly magical animals. And
When is that auction supposed
you
to
get the what?
Sorry. I said, when is that auction supposed to happen?
Well, you get the impression that people basically speak to the handlers. As you are moving down the line, you see people negotiating with various handlers in the livery of House Vatalis, with heraldic griffins on their tunics and jackets, things like that. And they're negotiating prices for various animals as you move down the line.
Oh.
So ongoing is the answer.
Ooh. Once Shade finds that out, that this is something that they are actively bidding and trying to sell, she will search out Pog.
Pog, what are you and Solarka are having breakfast wraps?
Corn dogs.
I think is where we were. Breakfast burritos or something is where we were. So yeah, you and Solarka are over at the food truck, at the food wagon, and enjoying some kind of breakfast wrap. What's on Pog's breakfast burrito?
It's just bacon wrapped inside whatever their tortilla is. Probably more like a pita bread. It's really dry, but it's like a pound of bacon. That's all. And it's so good. It's so good. No more of this 3-strip nonsense.
Solarka is trying to
I
talk you
hate
into the
that
dire
Eric
goat
is muted
sausage.
right now.
Yeah, sorry. Said it's not going to be adventuring that gets Pog. It's going to be heart disease that finally takes him out.
When art imitates life.
Solarka's trying to talk you into trying the dire goat sausage that's in her wrap.
If she's offering, I am easily persuaded to trying it.
It's good. It's heavily seasoned, and she is hearing the description of the Boggle encounter and the Otyug battle in as much detail as Pog will give her.
Which
with as
we've
much
gotten more
exaggeration
confident.
as Pog will offer.
We've gotten more confident in the storytelling while still not revealing any use of magic. And we'll just say that at the end of the storytelling, as Shade walks up, Pog is reaching in and I got you these teeth, so you can You can have them from its mouth. They were grosser. They're not that gross now.
She takes them and says, "Thank you very much, Pog." And she has her braids kind of back, gathered back, and she sticks them back like hairpins through the thickly braided hair.
Oh, hey,
That's
Shade.
very sweet
Hi.
of you.
Thanks.
Shade.
Hey, the teeth look great in your hair.
Thank you.
It makes you look tough, but it also is very practical. Such a good idea. I might steal that idea.
I think I could
That's
stab
that's a
someone
really
with
good
one
idea.
if I needed to.
You've got weapons on you.
Yes.
How did I not? Yeah. This is why we're friends. That's makes so much sense. So, how do you feel about that? Just asking, no reason.
She looks over towards the event. Both of you give me an insight roll.
$20.
It shouldn't take this long. I can't get into my D20. All right.
If only you knew you were going to need to roll a d20 today.
I have so many D6s easily available.
Speaking of that,
20.
Doesn't have his dice out either.
Okay, so both of you are able to. You see this look of just sort of frustration move across her face. It says, "They are always out over there. My father says Urushime would not approve. That it is an insult. But what can I do? I mean, my father is a businessman. Not everyone sees this place the way we do."
What is Rushime?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Are we supposed should I have already known that?
You would probably be generally aware that Rushime is. This is probably a reference. This is a reference to the faith, a druidic faith among giants and Goliaths in this area. The giant encampment across the river is known as the Tents of Rushime, and it's mostly governed by druids of this sect. And from the best you understand, you probably never had it thoroughly explained to you in any kind of nuanced way. But the simple version that you understand is that Rushime is the spirit of the land, is the spirit of Zendrick, essentially.
Okay.
So many reasons we're friends. I agree. That was a good answer, Solarka. Pog, what do you think?
Yup. Yeah, I don't.
eloquent as always.
I don't like it either. They're really pretty, and I'd rather that we keep them than they stay in there, because we could let them play in the treehouse.
But not in cages.
No. They could just sleep in our beds with us and cuddle under the breakfast table.
Dinosaurs and owl bears and.
Okay. I don't think that's what they would do, but that's
Well,
that
if they
would be
want
fine.
to leave, they can leave, but they could come back too.
Yes, I very much like. I look around. We're at a food cart, right? So there's clearly a vendor here.
Were you hungry?
No, no. But what if we go in that area that isn't super populated right there?
Are we telling secrets?
Yeah.
Yep. Salarka, we're going to tell secrets over there.
Do you want me to come? Should I go back to the
No,
forge?
yeah. No, right?
You can come.
Yeah, Salarka. Yeah, yeah.
Which one?
If I didn't want Solarka to come, I wouldn't have just said that we were going to go tell secrets over there. I would have
Yeah, no, you
tried to come up with a better
and
excuse.
me and Shade. And
I see. Very well. And she sort of casts a look back towards the forge and then shrugs and comes with you.
Okay.
So you move off to an area where there are fewer people.
What are we talking about?
Well, I think that maybe we should bust out all of the animals and free them from their cages.
Do you have a way to do this?
What? I probably have more than one way, but I also don't want to get caught, and so that's why we're telling the secrets in the corner. Because I think that we should come up with a plan. I could have just created a distraction and probably destroyed the cages, but then that would be dangerous to the animals. And it would get a lot of attention, and I don't like attention.
Do you know how to open the cages? Obviously, we would need to know that.
So, information that I have right now, they are selling the animals as we speak.
Yes.
That's happening.
That
so
is what
I
House
think
Fatalist does.
Well, I kind of hate them, but that's par for the course. So, there's a the guy who's running it. He has the master key, is my understanding. I talked with the Panther, and the Panther told me
Hang on. Wait.
that
Wait. Wait. Okay, I have two things. First of all, the
Okay.
master key. Okay, where are the worker keys?
She means a key to all the locks.
yeah, the worker
How
keys
did
are
you
on the
talk to a
workers.
panther?
Yes, I'm interested in that as well.
Oh,
I didn't know you could do that.
does not everybody sometimes hear animals? No, that's right.
Not in truth, in imagination, perhaps.
That's true. I knew that. I sometimes forget that. You know how sometimes I feel like nature's speaking to me because it just makes sense. Well, sometimes it literally does. So that's a thing I can do sometimes. It takes a lot of focus, but yeah.
Okay.
Fascinating. I've heard of druids able to do this. I did not know you had this gift.
Can we trust a panther?
Well, this one.
This is a fair
Sometimes you
question.
can't because they're also hunting you. But this one wasn't hunting me, and it seemed very sincere.
Okay.
was very-
I didn't mean to interrupt. You're doing really good on the thinking. So what else?
Well, I'm really worried for them, but I also don't want to get caught, and we've done It's been a busy day.
So you are thinking you could steal the key and then use
Yes.
it to unlock all the cages.
Right.
Do you think you
But-
can get the key?
Oh, she's sneaky.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at sneaking, and sometimes I take
How
things
are
that
you-
that aren't mine.
How are you as a pickpocket is what I was about to ask, but perhaps that's the answer.
I'm pretty good. I'm okay.
I
confident.
am not inconspicuous in most
I
things.
know.
Me too.
Just from my size. I am I am learning some mage writing from my father. I could perhaps trigger the lock.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
But I don't know.
So cool.
It would, much like you unlocking it, it would require some sort of distraction. So perhaps it is no different. But it might not require the key. I don't know.
You know who's gets a lot of attention? Pog, you can get a lot of attention.
Why? I mean, how? How would I get a lot of attention, though?
I don't know about that. You are just much bigger than me, and so people see you better, and I am sneaky better. I have a couple of ideas. I recommended earlier to Solarka's dad about like a fight in front of the forge to like get people interested.
Oh, I'll yell real loud at the fight.
Well, hopefully the people watching, you would be pretty good in a fight, Pog. You.
Oh, I'm
are a good
real
fighter.
good in a fight. Yeah, I'm real good in a fight. Yeah.
So maybe you could fight someone. I am good at sometimes making things happen. And so maybe I could make something happen, and then that would like get people's attention.
What sort of thing?
Oh, well, I've been practicing with causing vines to pop out of the ground and trees to grab things with their limbs. So that might get someone's attention.
It might.
And that's all I came up with in the like 2 minutes between the time that I talked to the panther and the time that I came to get you.
Okay. If we let all of them out, won't
Then
people
they'll be
get
free.
hurt? Because they'll all be scared, and the cages will be open, and they'll just start running everywhere. And
But that's
we
why
can't
that's
tell
why
them.
we would. Well, I mean, I could,
Go ahead.
I could tell them because I can speak to them sometimes.
That's right. That's
but
okay.
but you're
Yeah,
right.
you tell them.
Sometimes they don't listen, and sometimes they're just not good at communicating. Sometimes they just like yell a lot. Like right now, like most of them are upset, and so they're just like
Okay.
yelling. But the distraction, like wouldn't that get like people over to the other thing, and then the cages wouldn't have as many people around to get hurt.
Will that draw away the Vadalus personnel, who will presumably be the people who must be evaded in
Oh no,
getting to the master lock?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Okay. What if?
I could. Okay, go for it, Pog.
What if I was talking to the guy who has the boss key about a fight, and I tried getting him to give me someone to fight? Could you steal it from him then while I was talking to him? Because I could like yell at him and make him have lots of attention on me, and then we could go and have everybody have attention on me.
So generally when you're hunting, you don't want to bring attention to the prey. And so in this case, the lock would be our prey, and we don't want to bring attention to it, because so like the attention would be on you, right? I mean, it would be on you, but you would be with the person that I was trying to borrow their keys from. And so if they're all looking at you, they're also looking at that person, and so then they would see me walk up to them. But Solarka, you that's a good. What if I stole the key first, and then we created the distraction, so it would like pull them towards it? Or would they just stay by the cages? I think maybe we need more suggestions on this plan. There's so much light. I wish we waited. Maybe we just wait till dark.
But what if they sell them by dark?
That's why I'm talking to you
We
right
can't
now,
get 'em
and
back.
I didn't wait.
If we can... if you get the key, it should just be a matter of passing the key by the correct rune, and it should unlock the cages. If I have to bypass the lock, then I will need some time next to the lock. So
Key
it depends on how you want to open it.
is better.
It is quicker if you can get it. Then once you have it, it will be quicker.
Okay. Let's just pretend that I don't get the key. Do you think that we could just backup plan, have you ready to like unlock them?
I can try.
Okay. But how do we feel about this plan so far? I'm kind of nervous. I'm
Not me.
like, I want us to
Not me.
I'm kind of
I'm
scared.
just fighting someone.
Okay.
I'm not nervous.
Okay.
You know what's great about our friends, Ari? By the time they get a plan together, we'll definitely be there to talk them out of it.
Okay, I'm gonna go fight somebody.
Wait, question, Pog. Who? Okay, 2 questions, Pog. You had 2 for me, and I have 2 for you. Do you know who you're going to fight? And B, do you know where you're gonna fight? Because remember, we don't want the fight near the animals. We want it away, but towards the shop, because we want to be nice to Solarka's dad. I think he would like that.
Or you could go fight Solarka's dad.
So if we need a big fight, then I'm gonna go find a big fighter. So I will go and challenge whoever is the biggest over there, and then we'll just walk to the other corner, and that'll be where I say we fight. So we're on the other end. So you have all the room I can give you.
So, I don't generally try to pick fights. So if you pick a fight, do you then get to just walk away and go where you want to have the fight? Is that?
Well, I'll get him over there.
Sounds
Oh,
like
the
Pog can
scene-
do it.
The scene that we're about to walk
I am
into.
confident Pog can fight someone. He's
So fighting time.
a great fighter. Is that we just 2 other seconds? Does this make sense? Right? Are we thinking is this the right thing?
Shade.
Well, it's certainly
This
the right
is
thing.
your best thinking plan ever.
Okay.
High five. Let's go fight. And
Okay.
free some animals.
Let's do it. But remember, no fight until I have the key.
All right. Well, I think we'll see how this plan plays out on our next episode.
Man.
That'll be fun because I have no idea.
It's going to be great.
Need to take a break so Colin's neighbors can come yell at him at his door.
It's only 8 o'clock. I'm good. They're probably
As
concerned about me
always-
screaming fight time, though.
I don't know, maybe
Monday
you're watching
night.
boxing. Yeah, you could be watching boxing.
One Monday night.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can talk to us in the comments below, or you can come over to our Discord, which you can find the link for below. If you don't know, every Friday we release an additional episode where we talk about sort of out of character. We talk about some things. Usually me and one of the cast, or a couple times it's been two of the cast, we'll talk through usually the most recent episode. We answer questions from our viewers. You can ask questions over on our Patreon. You can also put your questions down in the comments below, and we will get to them on Fridays. I mean, we have the ability to have time. Other than the Discord, Eric will tell you all about social medias.
We have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a TikTok at the Geek Pantheon. You can find us on all those places. We also have a Facebook group. If you don't do Discord, but you do Facebook, that's the Geek Pantheon, where you can engage with us over there and join the community. We have a Patreon if you want to support the channel and the things that we do. Patreon.com/the Geek Pantheon. We have tiers ranging from $1 to $60, so surely something in there will tickle your fancy. And I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central and Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. We talk D&D a whole lot, and I'm bad at video games, so come hang out.
All of what he said
You can
is
also
true.
see you can also see Colin on Twitch. You want to tell them where to look for you?
I'm on all socials as well. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch.tv /sorrybtr. The O is a 0. And I'm streaming consistently every Monday right now. We got a good chatting and some mediocre gameplay. So come say hi.
I guested today on the Monday stream, so you never know
It's
what's going
true.
to happen.
It's true.
What
So-
craziness!
Fun.
So someone
Crossover
gifted me a
episode.
sub, and I wasn't even there. So I'm an
Cheers.
unwilling sub now to your channel.
Sorry to have forced my emotes upon you. Spam them in everyone else's chat.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching. We hope you'll tune in next time to find out how this madcap plan goes off. As always, I'm Phil.
Flawlessly.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
RA am I.
And I'm Casey.
Thanks for rolling with us.